What is up, Rapid Runners? Welcome back to the weekly recap, episode 26, where we're gonna announce a new bounty! Hey!
Woo, let's go!
Yeah, so always excited to announce new bounties. That will be at the end of the stream today. It will be a small bounty, and it'll also be a short run compared to the long run that we had with a Kimbot, because I know people didn't want to join because of the length of the run. To be fair, I didn't realize it was going to be that long.
Yeah,
we did some
3-hour run.
So we have a Patreon, which, as you saw in the intro, we got 2 Patreon members right now that are hero supporters. Patreon members get to vote on the game, and last bounty, and it's always like a few hours before the day that we release the bounty anyway. So last bounty, how that worked was we were scrounging to find like a really good bounty, and the votes were kind of like I'm not sure with the bounties that I brought up to the Patreon member. And then that one bounty, a Kimbot, I didn't get to play through it all yet, and it just looked really good. Reminded us of Ratchet and Clank, and we were like, yes, this is it. We did not realize it was going to be a 3-hour run. But as usual, we start our stream out with a Let's Talk section. So let's go ahead and bring up the topics for today. First question is going to be, when did you first become fascinated with video games?
Alright, so when I first became fascinated with video games, I think really took off when I was watching my dad play like games like Halo 2, Halo 3, and like BioShock. And then it was like these moments, these tense moments that would like pick up when he's in like combat or like sneaking around, that I was like hyper focused onto that game. Like I was like, I want to do this. And I think ever since then I just have been playing video games every single day nonstop.
I started really young. I remember watching my dad play Duke Nukem. I also remember all the Sega Genesis games that we used to play. It was his Sega Genesis. It got passed down to me, which I still have his Sega Genesis, and I have my own, another one. I thought it was around here. I was going to show it, but it's not on my desk anymore. But yeah, Sega Genesis is like the original console that I started on. And I think the first time I really became fascinated in video games was when also my dad was playing. I would watch him play games every single night, but I remember one night in specific, he was like, I'm gonna whoop your ass with some Tekken. And I was like, I was just like, no, you're not. Like I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and that started a very competitive like scene in my house. Like me and my dad were very competitive. Then my younger brother, grew a bit older and took part in the competitive gaming that took hold in my household when I was younger. So I mean that's really what it comes from, is my dad and my brother.
Okay, speaking of fighting games, that reminds me of the story I have. Back when I was in high school, there was this girl that liked to play video games. She was like really into robotics and whatnot, and she really liked me. I didn't know that. I didn't really care either. But so she invited me over to her place when her parents were at home. And, usually you would think things would get spicy, but no, they didn't. So I came over and we started playing Soul Calibur 2. And we were just playing, messing around. I was winning all the games. And then finally she was like, if I win one game, you have to kiss me. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you told me about
Yeah, I know. So I proceeded to win like the next 7 games, and she just straight up gave up.
She was like, this guy ain't straight. That's actually
So,
funny. That's the competitive side of gaming coming out of you right there. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lose.
No. I don't care who you are. I'm winning.
I don't care what the reasoning is. I'm just gonna win. I'm not gonna lose. Oh my god, that's funny. That's really funny. All right. Next topic. How can game devs balance challenges to keep players engaged without causing frustration? I feel like that's a really big point to bring up in the AAA development side right now. I'm sure every single AAA developer is like, that's like the big one on the board. Is like, how do we keep people invested but not frustrated with our game?
Yeah. So what I think is just like, when I hear this, I think difficulty. Like, how difficult is the game, and how I think you could build up, or how you could get to a point where you could find something really challenging that the player's not going to get frustrated with, and they're going to want to keep trying over and over and over again. Is that you have to gradually build up to that point. So you start out with something easy, and then you add one thing to it to make it a little bit more difficult, and it really gets them thinking and actually progressing in their ability to play the game until they're able to overcome these challenges later on. And sometimes you can add stuff like difficulty to the game, so the player can pick their own difficulty. So like easy, or I'll use Halo for example, like easy, normal, heroic, and legendary. And you can pick one of those modes that you find challenging, where you can still complete the game, but it's going to take you a while.
See, normally we agree on things, and I feel like this one is one that I actually disagree on. I mean, you look at Elden Ring, and it is one of the greatest games of all time, and it just threw you into the most difficult situation ever from the beginning. I think it's more so, it has to do personally with setting the correct expectations for the players and who you're bringing to your game. I think it has something to do with the advertising and the expectations that you set with the players before your game even releases. I think having players go into a situation that they know what they're getting themselves into and is expected is just going to be way better for the game, rather than have hidden motives. I know a lot of live service games now hide the fact that their main source of income is actually from in the game itself, and there's a lot of predatory tactics that game developers use to keep people hooked, which are just not good. Things that would get somebody addicted, but not in a fun way. And I think that has a lot of things that have to, be thought about before the game even releases. I feel like a lot of the trailers we see nowadays aren't even true to what the game really is. And I think as long as you're just honest and give a fun experience, that's all that really matters, regardless of difficulty, personally.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody in the chat, you guys can chime in as well on these topics. I'll read them off in the Twitch if you'd like. Do you have anything else to add to that?
Oh, it was speaking of predatory tactics, the first thing I think of is Diablo Immortal.
Oh,
And
no.
it's just it became a meme, 700% value.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I was playing that the newer Torchlight Infinite, right? And I think you saw me pick up that game.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and talk about predatory. We talk about this for a moment. Torchlight Infinite, what they did was they got content creators into the game early and promised these content creators that they'll get beta access as long as they, were honest about the game at the time of the beta, and explained how it wasn't a predatory system, which it wasn't in the testing that these playtesters played. And then after these big content creators put their name out for the game, the developers got what they wanted. They got all these people joining because they had big names, saying the game wasn't predatory, there wasn't any microtransactions, and the game was safe and good for just fun ARPG experience. And then the game released, and it was filled with microtransactions. Like exactly what wasn't inside the beta, they threw it in there because they already had the people, and they knew that they used the content creators to get the player base, and that's all they cared about. And then microtransactions came into the game, which the only way you could truly min-max your characters is by spending tens of thousands of dollars, and it's just disgusting. It's like, and the thing is, these developers they say, oh, you can do this free to play, which yeah, you can do it free to play, but it's gonna cost you 50,000 hours of your life to realistically do a free to play, or you could spend $10,000 and get it all within a week time. Not even a day. That day that you spend $10,000. So
Yeah.
oh man, I can't stand it. I mean, I'm glad to see the fall of live services. I hate to say this because I love Warner Bros, but they're failing live service games, and they lost $300 million recently, and they said that they're not even going to work on new IPs anymore. They're sticking with just a few. Concord failed as a live service game, and honestly, I think it needed to happen. As sad as that is, I think it needed to happen. I think AAA developers realize now that they can't just, make systems where they're making money and not real games. And I think they're going to have to go back to a point in time where they are making real games, where people aren't getting frustrated and they are just having a fun experience. But yeah, I feel really strongly about that topic.
Understandably.
All right, the last topic of today. Do you think gaming has a responsibility to address real-world issues like climate change, mental health, or social justice? What is your take on that?
I think it shows like real world issues, like what the potential of the future could look like. Like Fallout, for example. Nobody wants Fallout to happen, living in like a post-apocalyptic world. And you got to worry about radiation, and you got these mutated creatures walking around. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm out. Another game.
Do you think
What?
the mental side of things, like, do you think um, they should base their game and how it plays out around how it may affect people mentally, or do you think people should just be smart enough to avoid games that isn't for them?
That games that aren't for them.
I mean, there's games that come out that are just gory. Games that have come out that may have jokes that just don't sit well with today's age.
Yeah. You should. The players should know themselves enough that they know what they're getting themselves into. If they're just getting a game to get a game, like they only see the title, they don't see like what's the front cover of it, and it's like I feel like a lot of games will do that. They'll show like the front cover and it'll have like blood and stuff on it, and you'll be like, oh, this is gonna be a gory game. I should probably not play this since I'm like really queasy and stuff. I don't like blood. I feel like players should pick the game that's right for them, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was really upset about the whole. So now this is a hot topic that I don't normally bring up in RRFF, and it's actually part of the rules that we don't showcase this content because of what it did for the speedrunning community and the gaming community in general. But I was really upset about the Hogwarts Legacy thing. With how people, were against the game because of their views on life. And it's like, yeah, the person who created Hogwarts Legacy has views that doesn't sit well with a lot of people, and they tried to cancel the game over that. I remember I was streaming on Twitch and I got attacked specifically by groups of members of like a community that was against Hogwarts Legacy when it released. And it really upsets me because that is a world that goes so far beyond the original vision, the original creator of the books. What was wrong with Hogwarts Legacy? Okay, so whoever.
I think you need to look this up, man.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it very brief because I don't want to go on the topic too much. But the person who created the Harry Potter books has very strong views against the LGBTQ community, and the LGBTQ community tried to cancel anything Harry Potter, and big communities that are like us, similar to us, that are doing marathons, have banned any Harry Potter games from being run on their platform. And I don't know how I feel about that. That was one thing if, like, within the game itself, they're making, gay jokes or racist jokes. I mean, that's one thing. And you know what? I mean, you look back at Conquer, which was very explicit, a mature game, and back then people were able to, take it all as jokes, and today people can't. But the difference is that game was made with explicit jokes and was made in a way to offend people or be an offensive game, while Harry Potter and Hogwarts Legacy was not made to be that way, which is where I draw the line personally. I respect, Harry Potter not being part of these kind of communities. That's why we don't have any Harry Potter content in our community, at least for like big events or anything like that, because I don't want to like be the only speedrunning community right next to like GDQ and ESA and all these other big companies that are, removing it from the community. I don't want to be the one that doesn't remove it and stick out in a bad way to big, communities. But yeah, I mean, that's where I draw the line. Is like, I can understand an offensive game being offensive and you not want to take part in it. Just don't play the game. People like dark humor. Some people don't. You shouldn't play the game. But as for like Hogwarts Legacy, like I said, I don't feel the same way personally. But what's your take on that, Gavin?
My take, I would have to agree with just about everything you've said. I love dark humor. No.
Yeah. Some
Sorry.
people do. There's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you're a fan of dark humor, 90% of the people that are a fan of dark humor know the things that are being said are truth. Yeah, it's aren't the truth. A lot of the stuff is said as a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's humor. But yeah, I personally am okay with anything being in video games. I mean, one of my biggest speedruns of all time is Hell Pie, so I don't know how much that tells you, but
yeah, that game is it makes my reasoning for not wanting to play Hell Pie is the same for many people, which is just like it's too gross.
It is pretty gross.
It's just too gross.
It's an extreme game, really. It really is. When it comes to like the dark humor side of things. Laura says, yeah, sensitive words. I'm halfway through the game and haven't noticed any discrimination. Also, dark humor is all my humor. Yeah. Yep. But that's probably going to be the only time I ever cover the Harry Potter topic, unless people soften up on the whole subject eventually. Like, once I see GDQ runs accepting Harry Potter games again, then I'll, it is what it is. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter personally, but that's my personal life. Alright, so let's see, what was our next topic of today? It was going to be upcoming games. We don't have as many today to show. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upcoming games to show on stream today. So let's hop into that. Let's make sure I'm not sitting on the new bounty tab. That would be bad. Right.
The what?
The what? New bounty? Okay, so first game to showcase for upcoming games, we got Symphonia. This is a 2D platformer that looks really fun, actually.
Silk Song? When? No.
I love how a lot of these games are taking inspiration from like Celeste movement, and it just looks like such a fun experience. I don't know if anybody's ever gonna compete with Celeste though.
What about... Oh, I'm forgetting the name of the game. I know the game they're working on is called Silk Song. Hollow Knight? Hollow Knight. Yeah.
Celeste is a beast in itself. This reminds me of what's that game that I speedran? Alice? Was it Alice? It was the Alice in Wonderland game. It was a 2D Alice in Wonderland game that me and Song and a few others used to run.
I didn't even know they had a 2D one of Alice in Wonderland. I remember the 3D version.
It was so funny. It ended up becoming like really popular in the Japanese community. So I ended up becoming a admin for the main Discord server for that game, and it was just all like Japanese, and I was the owner of the Discord.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. What is this? I don't remember picking this game. Maybe I will be reminded. Oh, I do remember picking this. Okay. This is Towers of Agaspa. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is a really long trailer here. I don't know if
Oh
I'll
my
watch
god.
all this.
7.5 minutes? That's not a trailer, that's a full-on movie. Oh my god.
It's a gameplay overview.
Still linger. Once a thriving home to the Shimu tribe, it was all but completely deadened by the eruption of the dark, withered force,
We could always watch it and just
causing
talk
its
them.
inhabitants to flee.
Yeah.
As the
I get you
descendants
all
of the
vibes
original
from this.
Shimu, you have returned to Agaspa.
See, I
and
skipped
stand
ahead.
at the
I
threreshold
didn't realize
of
it
an
was a
epic
7-minute video.
adventure
I skipped
to
ahead and it looked like
restore this
interesting.
land to its former
It looked like an
glory,
interesting game that I'd never
rebuild
seen
your
before.
ancestors' civilization and discover
so-
the origin of the cursed
I threw it
withered
in here,
force.
but I don't know too much about
You
this
will
game.
breathe new life into Agaspa, forging a legacy for all future time. Towers of Agaspa is no ordinary sandbox. It's a vivid, deeply felt journey in which memorable characters and emotional storylines gently guide you toward
has a lot of-
uncovering the island's
It has a
many
lot of
secrets.
unique
As you nurse the barren
like
landscape
experiences, it
back
looks
to
like.
flourish
Just
in
like-
life,
just
Yeah.
looks
you'll
really
be able
unique.
to harvest the resulting resources, in turn,
Oh, the
fueling
land ages over
reconstruction
time?
of Shimu civilization. Each decision you make will
Look how
help
nice this
shape the
looks.
forests,
This is why I added
roads,
it.
villages, and very soul of Agaspa. Nature and human progress are inextricably linked, their delicate balance ensuring the fulfillment of your vision. The land of Agaspa is one of
Look at the
striking
underworld water,
ecological
man.
diversity. Several distinct biomes, though decimated by
Yeah,
the
it
wither,
looks great.
still hold the promise of teeming life. The key to
This
unlocking
is
this
like a
potential
gameplay
lies in the
overview, which
origin of
makes
all
me a lot more
Agaspan life.
excited for a
The
game like
mighty,
this. I
colossal
feel like a
tree.
lot of games that
Once sprouted,
have
this great
something
tree
like
will
this
attract all
tends
manner
to
of
just be
fantastical
pre-rendered,
flora,
but this is like
which in turn will
gameplay,
attract creatures
video,
of all
so-
disposition and proportion. Harmony between these budding ecosystems and your nascent
I wonder how big it is and if it has
essential.
something to do
While
like with how like
exploitation of the land may promise swift gains,
what is No Man's Sky generation works. I wonder if it's something similar, or if like all these creatures are handmade.
true progress lies in patience
Yeah,
and
that's a great
care.
question.
Now I don't think this is gonna be like a speedrunning game. This is gonna be
Nah,
more
it doesn't
of
look
an
like it.
experience. What's up, Kizura? Welcome to the stream. I think this is Kizura's first live stream, correct?
I don't think
As
so.
the land heals, its bounty
so.
will help you
No, I think
strengthen your
Kazura's
tribe,
shown up
the
before.
once triumphant Shimu people.
Oh,
the
that's
great
right. He
Midhaven.
showed up when we were
At one
showcasing
time
his
a
clips.
glorious metropolis, now
Oh, yeah,
lies
Kimbot,
in
yeah.
ruins.
Yeah, when we were
Your
showcasing
mission,
his Kimbot
restore
clips.
it structure by structure, providing a proud and safe home for the Shimu. Nearby arid regions are sure to hold valuable minerals, while nearby
Yeah, this
temperate
looks-
zones promise fertile areas
It
for
kind of
farming.
looks like
lot of
a
life.
Building villages in each of Agaspa's
Legend of
many
Zelda
biomes
game.
will be essential
Yeah,
to
you
your
definitely
That's
see
more
the
realistic.
inspiration.
Diversifying and managing
Yeah.
the resources your villages produce will unlock the full potential of this land, enabling your tribe to reach heights even grander than those of your ancestors.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit?
What?
That Chia game that I was
Along
playing.
the way, you'll encounter a host of
Where it
eccentric
was,
characters and ancient gods,
made-
each
what?
with their own wants,
The game where it
needs,
was
and
made
tales
to,
to tell. Venture
light to a
forth into the very
civilization,
living landscapes of
in-
Agaspa, where towering
I don't remember where
spires
they were
and deep
located
canyons hold
in the world,
meaningful
but
treasures.
it was a really,
Ancient
really
Shimu
fun
ruins
game.
lie scattered across the island.
You remember I would
each
like
one
turn,
an additional
like,
key to
you were able to like
understanding
take control
and
of
accepting your
objects or
past.
animals.
As you
And I
restore
used to
these
take control of
structures,
the rock
you'll
and just like
unlock valuable
slingshot
crafting
myself across
recipes
the world.
and contribute to a grand museum of Shimu knowledge.
I think you're
weaving
thinking of
together
someone
the
else,
history of your
No,
not
you
people
were
me.
there
with
for
the
it.
bright
You were there for
future
it.
you are building
No.
I'll
together.
show.
I don't think so.
I'll show you the.
Amidst
I'll
this
send a link
shining
to you.
beauty lies a bitter scar, the
After the stream
calcified,
today, you'll
withered
remember it.
lands. These
Okay.
corrupted realms, devoid of life but filled with toxic energy,
Wow, look at this.
stand in stark contrast to
Such
the
a
thriving
contrast. And
ecosystems
just
they
said-
border.
they just
Only
said it.
through bravely charting a course into the heart of
Th-
this
this
darkness
looks
can
cool.
you begin to heal these afflicted lands
Yeah.
and liberate the
I'm definitely gonna
vibrant
check this out.
earth
This looks
stifled
crazy.
beneath.
Go up. Go up.
Oh, wait, does it come up? It kind of
Yeah,
looks like
there's two
it.
players. All right, who's gonna exist in this world with me when
In the
this
fantastical
releases?
world of Towers of Agaspa, your creativity will be both
Me.
challenged and rewarded.
Hey, look, see?
Utilize over
on.
150 decorative items to
Three
make your
people.
settlements
Oh
uniquely
my
your
god.
own.
We could probably own a server. Oh, this looks like a lot of fun. It kind of now I'm getting Valheim vibes from this.
Yeah.
It looks like they mixed Breath of the Wild, Valheim, Chia, and I mean maybe a bit of inspiration from No Man's
Each
Sky with the
island will be a
with the
distinct
creatures.
reflection of that player's
potentially.
personality and play style. Join us
Yeah,
for
the
early
creatures
access
look very
launch
unique.
and enter a passionate community that thrives on collaboration and imagination.
Oh, this seems
Together,
really
we
cool.
will shape the future
I'm
of
glad I put this
Agaspa,
in here now.
nurturing a land replete with
I didn't think I was
beauty
gonna watch
and
the full
potential,
7-minute
while
video.
celebrating the power and pure joy of collective creativity.
This is 100% made in Unreal 5.
Yeah.
There's no way it's not. Yeah. I mean, looks good to me. Early access November 19th. 9
That's
days.
in 9 days.
Dang, we're gonna be able to play this in 9 days? I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Alright, next we got Munch. Now this is a roguelike. I actually saw the demo for this and I was considering playing it. Took a really interesting take on roguelike games, by the way. So I think you devour monsters and become them in a way, and that is part of the roguelike experience. It's like you become these monsters. It It looked like a lot of fun. It looks like a really good not ARPG, a really good roguelike. So if you're into roguelikes, definitely check out Munch. Looks great. Monsters mentioned. Yes. Yep. Kill, eat, evolve. Really interesting take on the roguelike experience with that game there.
Yeah, it's already out.
Yep. I was checking out the demo. I was really interested in it. I didn't get to play it yet. But next we got two big hitters, big games that you guys have probably heard of or are expecting, and these are new trailers. So we got a teaser trailer for Crimson Desert, which is the next installation on the Black Desert universe. I still don't know if this is going to be truly an MMORPG or not. Not enough information out there, but it is a new trailer for the game, which means they are still moving forward.
Raining. Your corpse shall rot under a cold stone tomb.
I love Black Desert.
It looks really good.
Oh yeah, all the Crimson Desert stuff looks great. I don't know if it's going to be a true MMO though.
You think they switch to like a single player route? And then like when it comes to like dungeons and stuff, you can do co-op?
It's hard to tell. I know that the developers specifically are making the game more focused around story. So I don't know. Whenever an MMO developer says that, I get a little concerned. But Arcade is doing the same thing. Arcade Chronicles. That's why the game's name has changed to Arcade Chronicles. But apparently that's still going to be an MMO. Next we got Stalker 2. Now Stalker 2 is coming out soon, and it is a game that my brother is very, very excited about specifically. This is a game he doesn't stop talking about. It's one of his most anticipated games, and maybe it's one of you guys' most anticipated games, but if you were a Stalker fan,
The
Stalker 2
zone was
definitely
never
be
a
checked
friendly place. Scenic and breathtaking, yes. But don't be fooled. Gunfire in the zone hasn't subsided for many years, which is why you won't find a person here without a weapon. And if you need one, you might come across stashes left by stalkers who decided to hide their guns and best gear for the future. Before heading out on your next
haven't seen
adventure,
this one yet.
check your gear. Repair it if needed. Otherwise, you may face, well, consequences. And don't forget,
look at that.
without ammo, your piece is useless. Be sure to know where you're heading so you can grab the ammo type you want.
I feel like I'm supposed to feel tense,
Something unique.
but with this guy's voice, I don't
This is more
feel
so-
nervous at all.
This is more so just a
Tool for
gameplay
every scenario.
trailer.
Depending on what kind of stalker you
the
are and
Stalker
how you
2
prefer to
trailers are
navigate the
amazing,
zone, you
but
can upgrade
people have
your
been
best
wanting more
friend with
gameplay.
various attachments
So that's
found
what
along
this
the way,
is.
installing them on the go to adapt to the exact fight at hand.
I think this is just to showcase the systems in place for the game.
I'm sorry, the aim hurt me.
And hey, if you want to stick with your firearm for a bit longer and customize it further, technicians will be happy to assist, but not for free. These guys can repair and upgrade your gear to
Has
suit your
anybody played a
gunfight
Stalker game
style,
before?
making it more specialized for specific circumstances. Or vice
I know
versa,
I haven't.
turning it into a versatile tool for any situation.
Stalker games are really tactical, especially the mods that people make. But I think the modding community
Remember,
behind
the
Stalker is
zone
really what
is a
kept it alive,
unique place,
personally.
but the laws of physics and ballistics still apply. Each gun feels and fires differently, and its effectiveness depends on the distance and the type of armor you're up against.
So they're going for that Tarkov feel, huh? The armor types, ammo types.
That's why, my friend, preparation is key to
Man,
survival.
my allergies are
Don't
so
forget,
bad.
this place is full of surprises. The more
Damn, that
you
thing
know the
is-
zone
oh, I
and
thought it was,
expect
like,
the unexpected,
phasing
the
in and out of
better your
reality. It's going
chances of
into
living
a,
another day, exploring her mysteries and secrets, and reaching the goal you've set for yourself.
So I'd recommend you guys check out the actual trailer for Stalker 2. That doesn't do a great, doesn't do the game justice, I feel like. But let's go ahead and head back over here. So, next thing I just wanted to talk about really quick was the Vista World playtest. It's still ongoing. It's going to be ongoing until I get something from the dev saying, hey, we're going to, close the playtest. And whenever that time happens, we will make a bounty on the best created world. I know that I've already spoke about this event, but really hasn't been too many people invested in it. I did see Xanaru on it, like, I think it was this weekend actually. Xanaru was playing some Vista World. I saw him on Discord playing it. So there's still people that are playing it. I'm still working on a world that I have to get back into. But yeah, I mean, me and Gavin both have experienced it, and the amount of stuff you can create in that like world builder is unbelievable. I feel like it's probably the best 3D platforming. Well, I think it is the best 3D platforming level creator I've ever seen in a game before. So a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. If you make a good level, make sure to post it in the events tab that we have in the Discord for it, and you'll be entered to the event, and you may be chosen for the bounty, which will be fun. And then I saw an update from the developer for Vista World. He is working now on story mode. So there is going to be a story mode. It isn't just going to be, level creation where people can play Steam Workshop levels, which that is going to be a thing. But there is going to be a full story mode in the game as well. But that's my updates for Vista World playtest. Definitely check it out. Next, we got Raid Party. Let's go over the Raid Party section. So, the winner for this Raid Party, and still the Raid boss, is Xanaru123. It was his Raid Party event. I was unable to complete the game in time, personally. Why did the music stop? Oh, there we go.
No, what the heck?
And it was just a really long speed run, but it looks like he got a time of 2 hours and 15 minutes, making him the raid boss. And I think he said he had another game that was planned for this raid boss. So I'll announce the bounty today, and then I'll get with Zan and see when he wants to announce the raid party. It's gonna be within the week, definitely. But yeah, expect a new raid party event soon. The game that was last ran was Resident Evil Biohazard, by the way. If anybody wasn't aware, Resident Evil Biohazard for three weeks that event was ongoing. Alrighty.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is the wrong section here. We are gonna be doing our community highlights next, because we always keep the new bounty for last. Where's the music? There we go. How many games has it been with nobody in the raid party doing a run? So, Giz, the thing with raid party, and I made this very clear from the beginning of the event ever coming out. Raid party is more so a event in which the raid boss chooses a game that they want to run specifically. It has, since there's no money involved, since there's no rewards aside from becoming the raid boss, the main purpose of the raid party event is to get people to run games that they haven't ran before that they're interested in, specifically the raid boss. Now, I have already anticipated that there was going to be raid party events that that aren't going to have people competing, and that's okay. That wasn't the purpose for raid party. It was to make it so that the raid boss finds a new game that they are interested in running and run the game with the potential that somebody may come and steal that title from them. And if there is somebody, then that's great. They have competition in a game that they personally are interested in running, and if not, they still get to check out a game that they're running, and it's just something that is always ongoing in the community. Yep, but it has been, I think, 3 raid parties. No. Yeah, I think 3 raid party events where there was no, like, competition, but I know the games have been checked out. Like, the Sky Strider, was that the game that I had?
Yeah,
I know
Sky Strider.
Gavin checked out that game and was routing it.
I just couldn't run it.
Just didn't get a run in. So technically,
Well, I was moving.
Yeah. So technically, two raid parties without any experience. But I checked out Resident Evil 7, which that's what it's all about. Like, this raid party event got me to launch Resident Evil 7 for the first time. Did I have a great time? Probably not, because I'm terrified of horror games, and I just don't do good with them. But I still checked out the game, and that's all that matters. All right, so for community highlights, we got 2 Monster Hunter Wilds videos from Luigi, as always, bringing in the Monster Hunter content. Gotta love it. We got 2 videos from Monster Hunter Wilds, and then we got the bounty announcement. So let's jump into this.
Luigi, how'd you get these videos?
Yeah, Luigi, how'd you get these videos after the beta? I must know.
Yeah, I'm curious.
No, it's the unlisted comment. I was like,
That's a big line.
Dashaguma. Can I pet that dog?
I want a dog that's this big.
So your shield definitely wasn't holding the mouth open. It just didn't want. It got lockjaw.
Yeah.
It went to go bite you and got lockjaw. That's what happened there.
Yeah, that sucks.
So Luigi, what's your favorite weapon so far? Damn, Luigi got hit.
He's almost
Did you
dead.
believe it? Probably Charge Blade or Greatsword. Gotcha. Is that the first clip submission of Luigi we saw where he got hit?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I think it might have been.
Oh wait, maybe.
don't
When I
think
was
he's ever
watching
been
him, yeah, when I was watching him do his tournament, I know he got hit.
I told you these runs were bad. Now the question is, will he get hit again? What are you putting your bets on, yes or no?
Yeah, definitely.
He's gonna hit again?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna bet on no.
I just don't think Luigi's good enough at Monster Hunter to not get hit.
Don't let me down, Luigi. Don't let me down. It's me versus Gavin right now. Oh, now it's high stakes. Oh! Is that a hit or is that a stagger? No!
I told you.
No!
See?
Oh
Oh my
Now
god.
that's
You
a
lost
hit.
twice now.
That's a hit. Oh no. You let me down, Luigi. First one there was a guard, that's what I thought. So we were good on the first one, but that second one. Dang. It's okay, we got another fight to watch.
This thing's got a lot of health.
Well, there we go. All of a sudden, that 7-minute run that Xanadu posted is starting to make sense. If this took Luigi 4 minutes. Oh, you weren't supposed to spoil it, Luigi.
Oh my god.
We were supposed to have another bet.
Oh, that means I win again.
Oh no, I was gonna bet that you were gonna get hit after seeing that last performance. I ain't losing again. He's gonna get hit. Next we got the Balahara Great Sword Solo.
Commencing quest now. Are you prepared? Those supplies will help with this quest.
The second one I only did because Zan did this monster. Also, now we get to see the difference from a Monster Hunter runner to someone who is just a speedrunner in general, who doesn't run Monster Hunter. And you can already see 3:29 compared to the 7 minutes. That's crazy.
Some big boy numbers.
See, Zan's gonna get the most from this though, because he did it firsthand. So he's gonna watch this and be like, "Oh my god, that was such a good idea." I wonder if this is gonna get him into speedrunning the game when it comes out.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And then Zan and I can tag team one monster, and we'll still lose to Luigi in the 1v2. You know, like.
I wouldn't dare go up against Luigi in a Monster Hunter game.
I would. I know I would lose, but I would. And talk trash the entire time.
So, from your experience, Luigi, do you think there's going to be a lot more RNG in this game, or less?
Or do you think it's going to be about even?
From what I've seen of the monsters, I think it's going to be more RNG, but I'm not running the game, so I wouldn't know. More RNG scares me, though. Hard to say, there's more RNG elements, but I don't know how much control we'll have over them. Gotcha. Man, the animations are so good, though. I can't get over how good the animations are in Wild. Everything, from your attacks to the monster's movements and how it reacts, it's just so good. Everything has a lot of weight, too, which Monster Hunter's always been really good at doing, but the way they showcase the weight in this game is just on a whole nother level, I believe. There we go. 3 minutes, 29 seconds.
Is that Chewbacca? Oh no, it's just fur. Like, I thought the cat was wearing a Chewbacca costume.
Why are you calling out Chewbacca like that? Alright, guys, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and move that there. Let's go over to the two cams really quick, because before I showcase the actual bounty, that's what we're doing next, by the way. Bounty's going to be showcased, but before I do that, I just want to remind people that if you are part of the Patreon, one of those at one of those tiers, at one point you become a voter for the Patreon bounty. It doesn't really give anybody an advantage. The bounties normally go for 2 weeks, and the voting for the bounty game happens a couple hours before the day of the release of the bounty. So like normally like late or like in the afternoon of the prior day, and they get to play across a couple games sometimes. Sometimes it's just one game where it's a yes or no. They get to choose the category, and this week the game that was chosen, the category that was chosen was 100%, which is surprising. Actually, I wouldn't say too surprising. There's a movement ability in this game that really opens up routing in a way that, like, over the 2 weeks, I'm really excited to see how you guys route collecting all the collectibles in this game, because it's a really unique movement ability that I haven't seen in a game before. It is a 3D platformer, it is a collectathon, and the any% run does exist already. It's about six minutes or so it is a short run, but that's the any%. We're going to be routing in all of the cheese is the collectibles you'll be looking for. And here we go, guys. The game that we are going to be speedrunning, let me switch over. Next bounty is going to be a game called Needle Knight. Let's check out this trailer.
Once
This is the
upon
next
a
bounty,
time,
2 weeks.
there was a brave knight named Sir Lucos the Small. The young knight was tasked with a most noble quest that took him far across the land.
I didn't even know you could do that.
So I actually really enjoyed this
This
game, by the way,
noble
guys.
weapon granted
Here's the
him now
movement ability I was
special
talking
powers.
about.
Where once he carried a blade to battle, he now wields a needle to sew. And so was the legend of the Needle Knight.
So, what I feel the gameplay trailer didn't showcase a lot of, which is that ability where you can place the rug that you can then go into. You can place it on pretty much any surface, and you could use that. So that's how you get your let me move back here. So that rug that you go into is how you get your double jump. And it also allows for you to do skips just everywhere. Wherever you can place that rug, you can go into it, you can climb across, and you can jump out of, which allows for many different skips and routing options. And through my time of playtesting it, there was a lot of places where I wanted to skip in the any% category that would have been really interesting to see if you guys figured out. So I am curious if you guys will you know, try to do 80% as well just for the fun of it. But specifically for this bounty, it is going to be the 100% or all cheese category. But yeah, that's why 100% was chosen. New routes just dropped. Yeah, so they're gonna be all new routing for the 100%. And I can tell you it's fun. The animations are a little janky, but the gameplay itself is actually really fun, I think. Really good, fun movement. And that will go on for 2 weeks. The first place will be $50. Second place will be $25. So it's just one of our normal bounties. The current record can be destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah, for any percent. I mean, so
I'm
what's
pretty sure
funny
we get
was-
sub 6.
What's funny was, as I was like routing the game, because I don't partake in the bounties, I was just routing for the fun of it myself as I was choosing the game. I found that the stuff that I found was surprisingly all the stuff that they were using inside the any percent run. And it was I was very surprised to see the same strats like that I used for almost all the levels was almost exactly the same stuff that they used. I did find a few more skips that they haven't used, but they were kind of like it was kind of like on the edge of like risky and not worth doing, but was possible kind of things that I would understand they may have found it but wouldn't use it for that reason. But yeah, the game's great, guys. Check it out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see how you guys route stuff. I know Gavin got to play test it a bit to see if it was a game that he wanted. Also, Ilario, I don't know if Ilario got in there. That's our 2 Patreon members right now. What was your views on the game, Gavin? I mean, you didn't put too much time into it, I know, but
Yeah, not a whole lot. But let me mute myself on Discord. No, well, not. Yeah, okay.
you're hearing yourself.
Yeah, I've been hearing myself this entire time, but now I need to think. No. I enjoyed it. I really liked the double jump where we could like take these unique paths, and again, like you said, you found a lot of the same things that the N% used. Well, Ilario and I did too. It was like almost exactly the same, but we did have some strats that were better. And then there was one that we just like we completely overthought it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just know that over the next 2 weeks, you guys are gonna destroy this. Whoever is part of the bounty, you guys are gonna rip this game apart. I can tell you right now, I found ways to go out of bounds in the game, but no way to really use the out of bounds because the out of bounds just fall to your death. But yeah, I mean, maybe somebody will find the way or a strat to take advantage of out of bounds. I'm just excited to see what happens here because the game is very unique, and that's why it was chosen. Very, very unique. There's not really any other game I have played that has a similar platforming mechanic. So. Alright, well I will be updating the Discord after the stream with the bounty rules and all that fun stuff. You guys are more than welcome to jump in the game. I guess it's the perk of getting here on stream before the announcement technically goes live. You guys get to see it first. So, jump in the game, check it out, see what you think, and I will be posting the bounty rules and opening up the new bounty in the Discord shortly after the stream, which is now at the end. Is there anything else you would like to cover before we end for the day, Gavin?
I'll be in the VC as always, you know, routing the game.
Awesome.
I love doing that.
Laurier says it was very pleasant to play. A lot of skip potential still to be found. Awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. By the way, guys, feel free to message me leads for potential bounty games. I mean, getting into a game and sending me a lead really doesn't give you advantage because most of the time, it's not going to be a game that I'm just going to say, yep, that's going to be the bounty and let you know. Like, people normally are people are figuring out the bounties pretty much the day of, and the Patreon members the night before, like very late night before. So it's not going to really get you an edge if you send me some leads for potential bounties, because you never know if it's even going to be picked. But I would love to just have, you know, stuff that I can pull out of my back pocket for a bounty at any time. Feel free to send me some games. With that being said, that is the end of today's stream. Good luck in the bounty, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did, as much as Alara did, as much as Gavin did. And if you want to partake in the voting, take out the take a look at the Patreon membership, see if there's anything you would want to be part of, and also just remember that those Patreon that Patreon income doesn't come to me. It goes back to you guys in these bounties. So if you just want to support these bounties, that's something you can do. Also, Giz, I forgot to mention, thank you, Giz, for the feedback on the bounty stuff. I am going to be posting this bounty and the RF community on the Reddit this time around. On the Speedrunning Reddit, try to get some more people in here for this bounty and just more people into the community. So thank you for just giving your feedback on the whole bounty workshop thing from last week. Alright, with that being said, I just want to thank you everybody for stopping in, and you guys have a good rest of your week. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys post in the bounty chat. You guys have a good night, guys. Have a... He's doing the slow salute. I got so distracted. Just like trying to time it for when we're saying our goodbyes.
Yeah.
Alright, Rapid Runners, I'll see you in the Discord. Have a good rest of your week.
Alright, peace, guys.
Now you didn't time it right.
Yeah, I know.